269. Oh, sorry, I have an amendment as well. If we want to take that up.
Let's take that amendment
Take that up
now.
really fast.
Ms. Bornay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman is offering Amendment Set 3286 to House Bill 269, which would delay the implementation of this to the 2023-2024 school year.
Yeah, so there wasn't an effective date in the current version of the bill, so this just bumps it up so that we have time to implement all these processes.
Okay, Representative Nelson's amendment, I will offer that. Any objection to that amendment? No objection. That amendment is added to the bill. Back on the bill, Representative Nelson.
Thank you. I asked for
Okay.
favorable passage, but here we have-
Well, I know that. So, ma'am, if you would identify yourself and begin.
Mr. Chair, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kimyana Burke, former State Literacy Director for the Mississippi Department of Education, current Senior Policy Fellow for the Foundation for Excellence in Education. The purpose
like
of the
today.
promotion retention policy is for students to be ready to read. The focus is not on retention. The focus is on all of the supports that we are providing for teachers, for students, and also for our parents and families prior to students getting to third grade. A fully implemented K-3 reading program is designed to give students every opportunity to be successful. Implementing this third grade remediation or retention policy is a key component to ensure that our students are, again, given those supports and literacy skills that they need for a successful future.
Are you mailing
With
sketchy
this
stuff?
program or with this remediation component of the policy, our parents are notified early and often, of course, so that they can be a part of the solution, so that they can be engaged in their child's education. But then also there are other opportunities for before and after school interventions to ensure that
That was
teachers
like
are
Kyle's
able
dad.
and
Kyle's
prepared
dad
and empowered to provide those interventions for
took
students
steroids, not getting stuff, and
and
was
to
a cop.
identify students early so that students get the support that they need. There are 4 components to consider when considering this as a policy. First, only those students who still demonstrate a need for the additional time to learn to read are retained in third grade. Currently 22 states and Washington, D.C. have some form of remediation or retention. Some of those states include Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Michigan, Tennessee, and North Carolina. Thirdly, the ability to read by third grade is imperative for a student's ability to graduate from high school. And lastly, it is important to note that some students are exempted from retention. That will include our students with disabilities who have previously been retained, students with disabilities who do not take the same assessment, and of course, students with less than 2 years of English instruction are exempt from retention. And then, of course, retention does not apply to those students who have been previously retained twice. The goal is to ensure that all students receive the academic supports that they need beginning in kindergarten. And we have to note that this is not just a third grade teacher's responsibility. For so long, there's no accountability in kindergarten, first and second grade. So it's usually the third grade teacher's state assessment that determines success. We have to make sure that our students begin receiving the supports they need beginning in kindergarten. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We do have another green card wishing to speak. Does your